Okay, we were already starting off on a bad note here because I said, wait a minute, I got to get in here. And then what did you say?
It is the Jimmy Show. Jamming with Jimmy.
Went right to his head. Okay, we've decided on the name as Jamming with Jimmy. Once again, I've been asking, somebody told me I did a live video yesterday when I was walking, but I can't read my comments because the phone, the glare from the sun, so I couldn't see the comments.
I couldn't even tell you how to do a live.
Oh, I know how to do a live. I don't know how to end a live. I know how to do a live, but the only way I turned it off. I turned my phone off, which is not the proper way to end the live.
Well, I did see you were worried about your finger being on the.
Well, that was something else. That wasn't a live one. That was because see this little dot right there. I thought that was what it was.
No, the camera's here.
Yeah, there's the camera right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, for some reason I was thinking that was it. So anyway, now you made me forget what I was talking about. Just that quickly. And see,
you
he can't
said
remember either.
You scooted in, and then I said, "Oh, it's all good."
Oh, for the live video. So somebody had come up with the name Jammin' with Jimmy, which we both like.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do.
Every time I would try to think of something, that would just click back in my head, and I would just start laughing. All right.
I don't know what day of the week we're going to do it. Depends on if we're tagged on Tuesdays, then you'll get 2 videos from us that week.
Bonus.
But we'll probably film them on the same day because Jimmy's going to be busy. Busy. So you'll see us in the same clothes, but it'll be on different days. But we will have taken...
I might have to bring like a wardrobe change or something.
That could be, you know. And Kim, the channel is Let's Get Fit with Sandy.
I don't know. I need to start getting fit again. I gained another 3 pounds.
Ooh, yeah. I gained 2 yesterday. That was a whole nother story.
Yeah, well,
I didn't even get on the scale this morning because I didn't want to mess that up.
I have been attacking the Pepsi with
Yeah, and I see, look at what he's got right now. He's got another Pepsi.
Yeah, it's bad.
But anyway.
It took a long time to get out of that because remember before when I started losing all my weight, I had like drinking. 1 can of that a week, and the first 2 weeks just...
Right. And then he did quit smoking at one point.
I did quit smoking.
And he took that you took a pill, right? Not the patch?
No, the pill,
Chantix.
Yeah.
And he had vivid dreams.
Cartoon-like. Nothing scary. And I never had the, I'm going to veer off the road on purpose. I never had any of those.
But then he went back to smoking. Look at all the money you could be saving.
I know. You get stressed out from,
Not to make him feel guilty, but Danny got me fresh flowers for Easter. If he didn't spend so much money on cigarettes and pop.
That's true.
I might have got some.
Danny got her fresh flowers, but I gave her free labor.
When?
For how many years?
Danny's learning, though. Danny's doing better.
He is doing better.
He'll have your dad talk him through things now.
I do remember.
But I think it's because he just doesn't want his dad to show up.
It could be. I think it was his deck when he was in Clinton Township.
Yeah.
And he's like, you to show me how to do this. And I go, all right.
He never built a deck.
Yeah, he did on the 1 by 14 in Gratiot over there.
Oh, yeah, and then he put the hot tub on it. Yeah. Okay.
So I go, okay. I showed him how to lay out where all the posts were, and I go, okay, let's start digging. So I'm digging my hole. He's digging his, and he's like, it's good enough. It was like 12 inches in the ground. I'm like, you realize you have to be like 42 inches in Michigan. It's so cold. 42 inches down. He's like, okay. So he started doing it again, and he goes, I'm just going to call that good. I'm like, Danny, it's 18 inches. Your entire deck is going to be, keep digging. Call me when you're done.
He's like his mom, good enough.
Yeah, no.
Jim and I get into many an argument because, we were, like last night we were watching something and he said something and I said, because we were watching something and I flipped onto the wrong show because we watch all the Chicago things in a row. So we watched Chicago Med. They need to fire April. If people watch the show, they know what I'm talking about. Uh-huh. But then when I went to go into Chicago Fire, I clicked onto Chicago PD instead. And it was the end of Chicago Fire. And I thought, I think I did something wrong. And Jim says, well, you clicked onto the wrong show. And I go, I made a mistake. Yeah, that's right. And he says, you're gonna make a mistake. We're gonna admit that now. And I go, we are not gonna have that argument because Jim and I, our biggest argument we ever had is like, I know I make mistakes, and I make mistakes some of the time, but I don't make mistakes all of the time. So
I will give you that. So, you will admit when you're wrong.
I will admit, but he won't.
No.
He'll never admit when I said, this is going to lead to an argument. We're having a nice evening. Let's just skip past it. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he goes, you're right. Because he knew. He just knew. But as far as free labor, I did Jimmy a favor. I called him yesterday. Well, I called him in the
Did
at
me a
work.
favor.
I did him a favor. I called him at work, and I told him about our dishwasher, and I said, I'm going to have to get a new dishwasher. What day can you come over and help your dad put it in? And he told me today. He says, I can help you today. And I could have had my dishwasher in today, but when I left there, I called him and I said, I got good news for you. Good news and good news. And he goes, well, what's the good news and good news? And I said, well, the good news is we bought a dishwasher. And I go, oh, okay. And he says, what's the second good news? And I said,
Free installation.
yeah. And he was like ecstatic. He was so excited. So
Believe it or not, I had you on speaker because I was in the middle of washing the dishes.
I could hear them. Yeah, but he was
I was washing the dishes.
by hand.
By hand, yes.
You don't have a dishwasher, do you?
No, we have a dishwasher, but it's not when we filled it and then forgot to hit start.
Oh.
And then had a whole new dinner and I opened it up. I was like, well, Alyssa, looks like we're doing dishes.
Yeah, no. Well, that's why I told Jim, I said, I can wait a little while not to get a dishwasher if you want to wash them by hand. He says, let's get in the car. Let's go. Let's go find one.
He just wanted to.
Oh, I think.
Oh,
we
I
can-
thought you meant in the store.
Oh, in the store. No, I mean, we got, well, even like in the store, the guy said that, like they had, do you want the installation? And Jim said, no, my son and I, we always put it in. And he goes, oh, because we have free installation. He goes, oh, no, we'll have free installation.
Exactly.
If it's free, why are you going to turn that down?
Exactly.
But anyway, I told Jimmy to send me some pictures. And so just as revenge, here's a picture that he sent me. Of me in a bathing suit, of all things.
Yep, I knew. I even told Samantha when you were like, I need you to send me a picture of me and you. And I looked right at you. You can ask her next time you see it. I looked right at her and go, I know the one. And I flipped the book and she goes, what are you looking for? I go, it's a picture of me and my mom on the beach. And she's got a bathing suit on. And she hates pictures of bathing suits. So that's what we're doing.
Because you're at a certain size, you just should not be seen in a bathing suit. I mean, it was a public beach. I had to go there.
Actually, if you think about it,
I
that
didn't look
beach.
that bad.
No, you didn't look bad at all. But that beach really, it was a public beach.
But it was kind of like private.
It was private because,
yeah.
I mean, it was really only the people that
Had their cottages in that
had the
area.
cottages in that
Yeah.
row. And nobody, I think they were all kind of older people, weren't they?
Probably, yeah. Well,
'Cause-
like Grandma's age in that at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, there were no kids because I remember.
No, well, we had enough kids. We brought enough kids.
No, but I remember like there wasn't any kids other than who we had to play with, and then all of a sudden, Danny's friend, his
Paul,
age showed
yeah,
up.
Paul across the street, yeah.
And then that psycho kid that ended up going to school with me.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Oh.
What was his name?
Was it Tom? No. I can't remember what his name was.
He was a
He was. He really
yeah.
was.
Literally a thief in like what, 4th grade, 5th grade?
Yeah, he was bad.
Like a thief.
He was bad. He was. I remember the one time when you brought Derek and he brought his own pop, and I wanted one of the pops, and so I switched one of my pops for his pop. So I had brought Pepsi, and he had brought like root beer, I think,
Right.
and I wanted a root beer, so I took a root beer, and I didn't ask him. I should have asked. I should have asked. But I switched the pop in there because he was drinking some of our Pepsi
Right.
anyhow. So it was like I thought, well, he's not really going to care. Oh my gosh, you think I stole his piggy bank or something? He went. And then he talked when we got back because I was a lunch mother. He told everybody on the playground, Mrs. Carrico stole my pop. She took me on vacation and she drank my pop. I was told to bring my own pop by my dad, but then Mrs. Carrico drank my pop. It's like could have smacked the kid.
No.
You know what? That was the only time he ever went with us. He went
He
again.
didn't. He never came over it yet, actually.
No, he never did. No, he moved because his dad got remarried.
No.
Yeah, Derek's parents were divorced.
You're talking the one that lived on Lake Point? Or Lake Shore or whatever?
No, he lived over, on Lake Point. Not Bobby or not,
The one lived next door to Bobby.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he moved. I think you just scared him off stealing his
I
stuff.
could have very easily scared him off.
That lady's a
that's-
klepto. Stay away from that one.
Jimmy was, if you were bad, you had to sit under the bingo sign.
Yeah, and you would think, okay, my mom's the lunch mother, so there's going to be a few things.
No.
I think I got called out on stuff that I wasn't even, like, if there was a
skirmish.
a skirmish around me, it was like, like.
Well, because you know what? Your mother's this lunch mother, like you need to be the one setting an example that you're going to be good.
The best one is I went to a Catholic school, so there were nuns.
Yes.
So, nuns like to, beat you.
Hey, no, Mr.
Well,
Guntz.
no, I'll get to that in a minute. So, I get in trouble, sit under the bingo sign, everything's fine. You could just like, okay, you got in trouble, you didn't have your lunch, you didn't get to play, go back to class. No.
Oh, you got to eat your lunch.
Well, no, I'm saying you didn't get to like enjoy
I'm
it
not
with
that
everybody.
mean. I'm not
Enjoy
that
it with
mean.
everybody else. But then it was like, come back into school. Oh no, you're not going to class first. You
going
got to
to
go to
first.
Sister Mary Frances
Well,
first.
because that
Get
was the
your
rule.
butt kicked.
Anybody that was under the bingo sign had to go to the because
So she knowingly put me in to get slaughtered.
Our playground was actually the parking lot.
It was.
It wasn't. They had no gym equipment. We had like a couple balls that they played dodgeball with. Which
I think we
now
brought
you
our
have-
own footballs.
Yeah, you brought your own footballs. There were some jump ropes for the girls. They had chalk. They brought their own chalk to make their own little hopscotch
Pretty much
things.
brought everything except for 2 rubber balls that they gave us.
No, they didn't even have a basketball hoop, which I always thought was odd.
No,
know,
actually they had. I think
That was across the
we
street.
used the one in the back of the parking lot.
Yeah.
That corner house had it on a telephone pole so they
Right.
could use the parking lot.
Yeah,
we
but that
used
was
it.
like really getting to the end of where
Yeah,
could
you
go.
weren't allowed over there.
You weren't allowed because that was too far away.
Yeah, because someone could snatch you up. Can you imagine now?
Yeah, now you wouldn't.
Back then you were like, oh, you're 600 feet away. You got to get a little closer.
Right.
Now it's like you're 10 feet away. Come here.
Jimmy was under the bingo sign for so many times that he was forbidden for staying for 1 week to stay for lunch.
That
And
was.
Christy was little at the time, and Danny was in the 2nd grade. So Jimmy and Danny were at school. But so I had one of the 8th grade girls would go over to my house, which they loved because they could watch TV, and
Right.
they took care of Christy. And then Jimmy got kicked out of lunch program for a week, and so he had to go home. And so then they kept asking me when I'd get back at the end of the week, how long is he going to be here? Because they still wanted to come over, but
Right?
I mean, he could have easily watched Christy, but then,
Yeah.
but no, the girls liked coming, but they didn't like that Jimmy was there.
Which one was it? Who was it?
Wasn't it Julie Marsak? No, Jeff Marsak was there at the time. I forget one of the girls. I forget the girls' names. There was 2 of them that went. But tell me your Mr. Gunt's story.
Oh.
Now you're going to see about Jimmy. You think that... Oh,
I was bad. I admitted I was a horrible child.
You weren't a horrible
No,
child.
I mean, as far as getting in trouble, I was horrible. I got in trouble a lot.
Jimmy marched to his own drummer.
I did. You
Definitely.
couldn't tell me what to do. So, of course, we live, from 10 feet away from the school?
Yeah,
We'll just
a driveway width.
the driveway width.
Yeah,
away
a
from the
double
school.
driveway width.
So somehow I didn't want to wake up. She kept trying to wake me up, and I woke up late. So then I was late to school. So I come strolling into class, just like, hey, I own the place, whatever, I'm late. Happens. So I go to hang my coat up like nonchalantly in like the coat closet, and I come out, and Mr. Guntz is like, is there a reason you're late? And I remember saying, and I was hand to God, I remember saying, well, I just didn't wake up in time, so I hurried up and I got here and hung my coat. It was disrespectful. I said that, turned my back while he was still talking like,
They didn't have lockers. It was just a coat room.
yeah, and just turned like, who are you? No, just keep doing what you're doing. I'll worry about me. And so then I sat down, and he said something else, and all I remember is saying, are you done? Well, back then you were allowed to, get a little physical with the kids. So I remember he came up and he had that card that you would check the students' names on, and he put it under my chin, and I must have threatened him with something like, I'd take that away from my chin, or, and he kind of did one of these things with it. And I remember grabbing the card, I stood up, I ripped it up, and then just profanity in the middle of a Catholic school. From my desk all the way to and this was upstairs, from my desk all the way to the door, all the way down the hall to where the nuns are coming out now, like what's going on, because I'm just beep, 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 beep. Walked in the door, slammed the door. She's like, this is all within 3 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't long. And I walked to the door, slammed the door, and went, well, not going back there for a little while. She's like,
And it was at that moment that I really did realize that they did give me the wrong baby. Because when Jimmy was born, I had convulsions when Jimmy was born, and I delivered on the 4th floor, but my room was on the 5th floor, and I never saw him because they had sedated me so much because they were afraid that I was going to cause a problem while he was being delivered. And so when they brought him for the first feeding, they didn't bring Jimmy. And so I said, well, where is he? And they go, well, he must be on the fourth floor because you delivered on the fourth floor. He'll be here for your next feeding. So then and I was nursing. So the next feeding came, and there was no Jimmy. And the nurse said, well, I don't understand that, but I'm sure you'll have him for the next feeding. Don't worry. Well, then the next feeding came, and I get no baby again. So this is like, what, every 4
I would
hours
have been
ago.
like complaining
So
two it.
I was like, where's my baby? And so they bring me in this baby, and like I said, I never saw Jimmy when he was born, and they told me he had the blondest hair and the bluest eyes. And they give me this baby, and I'm holding this baby, and he's got the jet black hair with really dark eyes. And I look at the handband, the armband, and it says Palazzolo. And so I thought, well, so I say to the girl in the next bed, I said, what does your baby's bracelet say? And they said, well, it says our last name, Miller. And I said, well, mine says Palazzolo. I thought maybe that was the nurse's name. And they go, no, I think you got the wrong baby. So then I called the nurse's station. I said, you brought me the wrong baby. And I was hysterical at that point.
Oh, well, yeah.
And so then they come in and they go, so you think you got the wrong baby? And I go, yeah, this is not my baby. And they go, what makes you so sure it's not your baby? I said, because he doesn't look a thing like me. Well, okay, all right, you're a little, So then they go, so she picks up the baby and she looks at the bracelet and she says, and what's your last name? And I went, it's Carico with a C. And they go, well, oh, it says Palazzolo. And I go, yeah, that's not my baby. And so they go, oh, yeah, you're right. This is not your baby. Let me go get your baby. And so they were gone for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, he died. They're just not telling me that he died. That I have a dead baby, and they don't know how to break the news to me. And
you
they
can't
just
kill a legend.
That's true. So just then they come in with another baby. And I said, are you sure that's my baby? You sure you just didn't put a bracelet on there that says Carico because it's got blonde hair and blue eyes? But he looks so much like Jim because we do have a picture of him.
Yes.
In Jim's christening gown with Jim's picture of him in his christening gown because they shared the same christening gown. And it's like, it's Jim's baby.
Yeah, it's
Unless your
scary.
dad had another woman in there that I didn't know about.
I highly doubt it.
And then we
That's
had to
probably why they do it in the room now. Think about how many people like that actually could have happened to. Like, legit happened to.
Oh, that's
and they don't
true.
know.
That's true.
Because if you had a baby with brown hair and brown eyes, and I had a baby with brown hair and brown eyes,
right.
and they switched, as far as you knew, that was...
That's true.
I don't know. I'm not a mother, so I don't know if you get like some kind of thing where it's like, I know that's my baby.
Well, I knew that when I saw the baby, it wasn't my baby.
Well, you only
And
knew
then-
because it was
well, 'cause
brown
it
hair
didn't-
instead of blonde.
Well, that's true. But then when we went for the demonstration for the baby baths, they did all that back then. They used the Palazzolo baby. They didn't use Jimmy. They used the Palazzolo baby.
Well,
But
they
then-
couldn't use me. They would have had to use extra soap.
Oh. I've seen you. I don't think that's true. Anyway, but when they brought me Jimmy and I figured out that it really was him, I just knew that I was always going to know this was my baby because show him with your eye. His eye. He had so many surgeries growing up.
I did.
He had probably about 6 or 7 surgeries, and it's still
At least that.
It does,
I mean, it's not as bad as I mean.
oh no, it was
before
bad. It was like he was looking right at his nose.
Yeah, it was pegged over there.
It was really bad.
But
And
I
we
do
tried-
get out of a lot of stuff. You could ask Samantha. Like, she's like, if we're by someone that's uncomfortable and they walk away, she'll smack me. And she's like, did you just do that thing with your eye? And I go, yeah. Because if I don't want to talk to somebody, I'll just start veering it over there. And they're just like, okay, I'll see you later.
That would be Jimmy. That would be Jimmy in a nutshell. But anyway, but we're going to try to keep these under 20 minutes because we can get going on. So if you have any suggestions or questions or anything you want us to talk about, like I said, we're going to do it once a week. We haven't picked a certain day yet, but I've probably on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wednesdays will probably be the day we'll do them. And we're going to call it Jammin' with Jimmy and let us know who actually came up with that name because we do both like it.
I do like it.
We do
I just
like
don't
it.
know who came up with it.
Because we'll give you full credit.
Full credit. We'll put a big old banner on the screen.
Yeah,
you know how to do all
we'll
that,
make
right?
your own thumbnail, everything.
You know how to do that, right?
I know how to do
Okay,
that.
because I don't.
See, he's suggesting things for me to do that he doesn't even know. But
I can suggest all day.
yes, he can. Yes, he can.
The brains behind this operation. You're the tech.
I don't know. Anyway, so if you're new to our channel, subscribe,
Comment.
like.
Share.
There we go. Talk to you guys soon.
Soon.